Good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is Monday, May 6th, 2019. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Woo. It's in a bunny mug. All right. Wow. Hold on. I gotta sip this. Oh, coffee. So, great weekend. Great weekend. Uh, let's work backwards from the most exciting thing that happened a few hours ago. There was a bear in my yard. And I know this because there was a driveway alarm. Words. I have a driveway alarm because I'm often working here with headphones on. I don't like people being in my driveway and not knowing that they're here. So I've got a couple sensors outside that trip an alarm inside. And I was laying there and I was asleep, and it was great. And the alarm went off. And I went, ugh, I don't want to get up, but this is why I have it. I should check. And I open my window and I see like fuzzy bear butt walking away from my house. So this morning I got up and I checked the cameras, and he came through the backyard and set off all of the lights and did not care and just walked through my driveway and just was being a bear. Probably looking for trash cans. But I don't put my trash cans out until after the show on every other Monday. Other than that, this weekend, so Saturday, I was with Team Whistlekick in Uxbridge, Mass, just south of Worcester, for what is still called the Worcester Classic, which is put on by an old instructor of mine, Shihan Wayne Mello, who was on episode, I want to say 6. And he's transitioning that event to one of his students, Richie Borges. And it's a great facility, great event. Team did awesome. It was the first time that young Michael, who was recently joined the team, competed under the Whistlekick banner, and he did great. Everybody did great. There were some major breakthroughs for some of the team, and I loved it. Went out to dinner with a bunch of them after. Just had a great time. Yesterday, our gym celebrated its 5-year anniversary, and I participated in the competition, the CrossFit gym competition to celebrate 5 years. Yeah, we celebrate by working out. And my partner Jack and I took 3rd place, and I'm very sore today. So, what else? Had a meeting yesterday. Did some work. And I've got a packed day today. Bunch of meetings, calls. It's going to be crazy. I don't like Mondays like this, but that's what it is. So, yeah. Had 3 questions come in over the weekend on Friday's episode, so let's get to those. First question: which martial artist has most inspired you? It's not quite the exact words, but that's the gist. That's a difficult question. I've never been one who takes a great deal of inspiration from others, and I don't know why. I could find other people motivating. I look up to certain things about people. But I know we have a lot of people on Martial Arts Radio, which, by the way, episode of Martial Arts Radio is out today with Master Dylan Nadler. I hope I'm saying that last name right. I don't have my notes of pronunciation in front of me. I'm pretty sure it's Nadler. No, Nadler. And you can find that right here on YouTube or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com or in your podcast feeds. A lot of the folks that we have on the show talk about who inspires them, who they really look up to. I mean, I look up to my instructors. I always have. That's why they're my instructors. Other than my first 2, other than my first school, everybody else I trained with was a choice. I wanted to train with them because I saw something in them that I wanted to kind of steal, get better at myself. For example, the Taekwondo school I train in, my instructor is the best I've ever seen with children. He's remarkable. And I work with him to learn how to be better. In part, I mean, there are plenty of other reasons, but that's an example. Maybe the admiration, maybe the respect is what some people refer to as inspiration. I've never looked at it that way, so maybe I'm just using the words wrong. And if that's the case, who inspires me? I tend to find, and always have found, older martial artists inspiring. People who are training in their, let's say, their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. People who are, from society's definition, too old to do things. And especially when those people are still able to bring it, when they still have skill, and when they're still improving their skills. That's what I find fascinating. I'm still in good shape. I plan to remain in good shape as long as possible. But there's something, I assume, there is something different about doing something that you feel limited by, that you know from the onset you will not be as good as the other people because of some kind of physical limitation. Now, martial arts obviously is so much more than the physical side that this makes sense. But I still find that pretty cool. When I used to have my own school, there was a guy who joined the class at 70. His name was Rod. Wasn't his real name, but that was a nickname he wanted everyone to call him. Rod was great. He lived alone on a kind of a hobby farm and did work outside in a tractor and would come to class, and his joints were super stiff and he didn't have a lot of range of motion, but he always had a smile and he was always working to get better and loved feedback, loved being corrected. He earned his yellow belt in the short time he was there. And if he's alive now, he's 90 something. But when I look back, when I remember him, I guess I felt inspired by him because he would come to class every day and he would train hard and he would enjoy the process. And I think that that's the hardest part for a lot of us. We've talked about that on this show quite a bit. The idea that the goal is so much less important than the process. Goals are fleeting. They're momentary. The process is 99%. If we can enjoy that, we're so much better off. Two more questions came in. It's the cardio one. What was the other one? The other one was around... I don't remember because it was something I wasn't going to be able to answer. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to skip one of the questions. It was a question that the answer was going to be no or something very simple that apparently did not stick in my brain. I thought I could remember three. I didn't. All right, the other question is, what sort of cardio training is best for martial artists? And the question asker suggests, is it running? Yes and no. So here's the thing. When we talk about cardio, and this is something a lot of people don't realize, your body operates differently under different intensities. If you've ever gotten really good at running, let's say you can run 5 miles, and then someone asks you to sprint, to run a very fast quarter mile. And you finish that quarter mile and you're going, man, I feel slow and exhausted. Why? I can run all day. That's why. It's two very different intensities. It's why you can run 5 miles but not survive cardiovascularly in a 2-minute martial arts match. We have different energetic pathways, as the body, as science refers to them about the body. So the cardio training you do needs to reflect how you're using it. I'm pretty good for short distances. Oh, the blindfolded thing. Yes. Tangent very quickly. Have I ever seen anyone fight blindfolded? No. Have I ever seen anyone do anything blindfolded? I've done some drills blindfolded, some very simple drills, really eyes closed more than anything, where people are punching at you very, very slowly, and they come in and, you know, can you feel the presence of that hand? And yeah, there's something to that. I suppose with a tremendous amount of practice, you may be able to do it at faster speed. But I just found it interesting that over time, to keep my eyes closed, you know, have a punch come in, I could detect where it was coming. I could just kind of feel it. You shift to the side or something and get out of the way. So it was a neat drill. I saw Stacy just write something in. There we go. Stacy's commenting on the last topic. Physical limitations do present a problem, but do the absolute best you can with what you can. Find the areas you can excel at. Oh, absolutely. And Stacy did a great job this weekend with a 9-board break. So great job, Stacy. All right, let me go back to cardio. I do well in short bursts. I'm not a distance runner. I never have been. I'm good for about a mile. Could I get better? Yes. What would I have to do to get better? Start running a while. Okay. So the type of cardio training you should be doing depends on where you find your limitations. If you're trying to get better in that short duration, high intensity stuff, that's what you should be training. Running is fine. But there are a lot of things that you can do that are even more applicable. If you have a heavy bag, doing, we'll call them sprints of 15 seconds, as intensely as you can, hitting the bag, and then resting for several minutes will do a lot for that. If you do 15 seconds all out and then you wait probably 3 minutes, and you repeat that several times, and you do that consistently, you're going to find your ability to go hard for 15 seconds increases. The reason I say 15 seconds is that for most people, somewhere around 20 to 25 seconds, there is a transition from one energetic pathway to the other, and the intensity that you have for 15 seconds, you will not hold for what turns into, I want to say it's the 90-second to 2-minute mark, somewhere around there, transitions again. When you're trying to create adaptation, you're trying to stay consistent within those time frames. So for 15 seconds, I'm trying to stay as intense at the beginning, from the beginning to the end. I don't want to come out full force and then not have anything left at 15 seconds. It's still a sprint, but you're trying to keep the output flat over that time. If I wanted to do something for, let's say, 30 seconds, it's the same thing. I'm not trying to go really hard and then fade, because the adaptation to your body says, I need to go really hard for 15 seconds and then fade. You need to train the way you want to perform. So let's say hold on, more coffee. Let's say I was training someone who was going to step into a kickboxing ring for 3 rounds, 3 2-minute rounds. I would have them probably on a bag and or running 2-minute intervals. And I would make sure that they kept their pace the same across. we're looking for something that is pushing you enough that your body says, I need to create some change to get better, but not so intense that you can't hold it that entire duration. And not so slow that your body says, oh, I've been working too hard. I'm gonna shed some of this capacity. If you want to think about it as a percentage, you want to go pretty much anything you do, somewhere around 85-90% of your max when you train. That will create adaptation. That'll make your body better. It'll force it to be better. So, yeah. I hope I answered that. I hope that answers that question. The reason running isn't always the best thing is that people get hurt running. A lot of people assume that running is just a thing that you can do without any consideration for form or technique. That's not true. So, all right. I'm going to finish this coffee, and I'm going to get to my desk and start turning out work. This is going to be a busy Monday. I hope you have a great Monday. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, because we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Of course, you can catch it later at firstcupwithjeremy.com or in our podcast feed. Of course, First Cup with Jeremy. Don't forget, check out, I think it's 394, episode 394, with Master Dylan Nadler on Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio. Of course, that is available right here on YouTube or anywhere else, or at whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. If you have a question for me, drop it below on this episode, and I'll answer it most likely tomorrow. Or if you want to ask me in a different way, email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. I hope you have a great day. I'm talking strangely. It's going to be a weird day. Yeah. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Peace.